giving you count of employee name, because employee name cannot be added. So it says there are 386 numbers that you can see. You want to remove it from here, just uncheck this box. It is done. Now what I want to find account open. This is numerical value. See, you can get the same numbers running in here. The same thing that we have got with our sum ifs and other things. You put them together, 1750. Here also you're getting 1750. But here you have written a lot of formulas and things in here. In this, it is only drag and drop. I just drag this from here and drop it on this calculation side. So this can become my initial summary sheet. We'll call it as. Now you can change this name here. If you do not want sum of accounts open, just double click on it, or you can go to field settings. Here you can have the custom name. What is a custom name you can have? You cannot put the name as account open. Why? Because there is already a heading which is there with account opened here. So if you try and use the same name which is already a heading, it will say pivot table field name already exists. So you can say account open. Now you can change the calculation way, which means you can summarize the value field by sum, count, average, max, min. You want to find the maximum account open for each one of them, just say okay. So the maximum for each one of them is 9. Again double click, the minimum is 0. You can do an average. You can find the average for each one of them. So when you are doing average, you can do one more thing. You can have the number format, and you can have number, and you can decide how many decimal points you want in the answer. So when you say okay, the entire thing will come in proper shape. So basic calculation, you can just do it without writing even a single formula. So this is the average account opened by each one of them, each of the things. So let's go back to sum, and we'll say so you'll get the account open. Now you can also show value in the terms of percentage, which is the second box here, show value as. Click on this. It is no calculation. Percentage of grand total. What is grand total? This place is known as grand total. So all of them will come as a percentage of 1750. So let's say percentage of grand totals. Number format, I'll say percentage with 1 decimal. So if grand total is 100%, East has opened 15% account, North has opened 33, South has opened 38, West has opened 11. So these calculations, which will normally become 2-3 formulas kind of a thing, can be easily done with this. Let's go back to no calculation and say. So things that we can, we need a lot of calculation and other stuffs can be done by single click of a button. This is one part of it. Now, let's Nilesh. Yes, Nilesh, tell me dear.
Sir, can we have a separate column for percentage and amount both? Can we have both these columns?
See, by default, it will not allow you doing that in separate columns, but you can add columns here, which I'm going to show you next.
Okay, thanks.
We'll be adding it. We'll go to the field items and calculation, and we can add any number of columns that we want in here. But we'll not do in the summary sheet. We'll go into the one more sheet and do it. Now, let's come back to this data again, and let's try and create an MIS. So again, you can link this, copy this summary sheet also, but chalo, I'll make a copy of this. So how do we make a copy? Move a copy. I'll say move to end and create a copy. That way the linking will be remaining in here. I'll come here and now we'll make a change. We'll put zone into the filters column, and we'll have, let's say we need employee ID, and whatever you need, you just drag and drop. You need employee ID, employee name, and let's say some more things. It'll do. Now We have rows where we have taken two, and we need this entire thing. So we have employee ID, employee name, and the accounts they have opened. Now we'll add the rejection column running in here. And we can also add the percentage column as you were asking in there. Now, how do we go ahead and work this out? This is basically a compact form of table. So all the tables have been made in the compact form. So you go into the design tab and go to report layout and show it in the tabular form. So when you show into the tabular form, they will expand into the separate cells. Same thing what you can do inside is, if you want again the compact form, click on the compact form. These things are there in the design tab. Then when you are putting it into the tabular form, you will find this total is everywhere. We don't need these totals. So we'll go to subtotal and we'll say do not show subtotal. This is also under the design tab. You can get it. Then you get this plus minus button. On the analyze tab, you have this plus minus button. You can click on it and remove. Now, what if we need to add one more column like a rejection? Then we'll have the percentage also. So if you have to add something, you go inside the field item and set, add calculated field, and let's give it a name. Let's say rejection percentage. So we'll calculate on the percentage side. Now, the rejection percentage will be equal to, let's say account open. You have to go to this formula tab, add. What is the problem? Equal to minus sign, there's nothing in here. Insert field, divided by account submitted, insert. So this is how I want to create. If you want to subtract and work upon, you can do that. And we'll say, okay. So you'll get this entire thing as sum of rejections. Now, if you want to change it to something, count of rejection, sum of rejection works good, you can work it out. Double click on this, and then you can show this value as any calculation that you want. And you can summarize this by, and you can change the number format to a percentage, which is not there by default, and get this as percentage. So that way you can have, I've just taken it, so it might not be adding to 0 because I've just taken account open by rejection. It should be account submitted minus account opened divided by the rejections. So you can get a column like this. You can add n number of columns by going into field items and set. And it has one very beautiful thing, which is this list formulas. If you do not remember what formulas that you have added, just hit on the list formulas. So list formulas, what it does, it add a sheet, and whatever formulas that you have applied on an extra sheet, you will get the link of all the formulas from this summary sheet. Let's call it as summary 1. Now, let us just remove it by going into this side. Rejection percentage. I do not want rejection percentage as of now, because what I want next is this to get sorted based on zones, the MIS to be worked upon. So next step that I need into this is this entire thing should be separated into different zones based on the zone. So the current thing, normally what we used to do, we used to copy this and make the paste at different sheets, which is not required as of now. When you go inside this analyze tab, you have this options here. Click on options and show report filter pages. So what it does, it will open this zone, and every zone wise, these employees and things will be separated. So let's say show report filter pages and report filter based on zone. So now east, north, west, south, all 4 of them will be properly segregated. So now you can use this as an MIS. This sheet, your summary sheet could be here. Then you can have your east, north, south, and west. Now in the summary sheet, if you want to put a pivot view insert, you can insert this pivot charts. Insert pivot charts. You can insert pivot charts. You can select the table or the table that the pivot data we have, and we can have the dynamic charts also. Let's put it into the existing worksheet.